So, welcome to the Northern Knits Podcast. We are two sisters in fiber coming to you from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, in the same location. Which I think the first time in 3 weeks we've managed this.
Something like that, yeah.
It's the coldest week of the year, so this is the week we actually get together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
We're technically a knitting podcast. We've never been short and concise, so if you've just found us, welcome. If you are a returning listener, hey, how's it going? Did you grab your cup of tea, coffee, hot chocolate, hot toddy? I don't know what it is you're drinking today, but it sounds good to me. So we get to go. I've got my... I don't even know what to describe. I don't know technically what it's called because you can't get it anymore, so I don't want to...
It's cream of some sort. Hand cream of some sort.
Technically it's got hemp CBD oils in it, so it's a cannabis product. It's a cannabis byproduct, but it's a pain reliever.
Okay.
So I use it on my wrists when my wrists really hurt because relieves the pain in my wrists because I got a bit of carpal tunnel, so it's a thing. So I'm Jocelyn. My co-host is
Diana.
And Diana tries to keep me on track. So
it doesn't really work though.
Yeah, you guys, we just came home from an event, which you think would make it easier. It's not.
No, we're gonna talk more.
I've been talking solid since like 11 a.m. this morning, and it is now 3 o'clock on a Sunday afternoon.
It's 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock on a Sunday afternoon. We got another hour and a half to go.
Yeah.
When you read those things online and they say they love to talk, if you read it on mine, true story.
Mm-hmm. So today we're gonna cover some what's in our cup, which
Yep.
I didn't make notes on, so that'll be cool.
That's fine.
Cool threads, woolly workings, fiber flubs, yarn on the go, wool gathering, kniterature, and events.
Shall we cover what's in our cup?
Yeah. You handed me something chocolate and almond, and
It is chocolate-covered almond black tea from... Words coming out of my mouth. David's tea.
Oh, there you go. That's what I am drinking. In the There Is Always Time for Tea mug. I really enjoy this mug. It's really hot. I'm going to put this down now. It's too hot to drink right now.
Freshly boiled tea. Freshly boiled hot leaf juice. In a giant Jocelyn-sized Ted Christmas mug. I really got to crowdsource some other seasonal mugs at this size. I am drinking some Peppermint Detox, which is peppermint and lemongrass from the Amsterdam Tea Room today.
Sorry, that was called what?
It is Peppermint Detox.
Peppermint Detox.
Because it has peppermint and lemongrass in it. But yeah, I buy that from the Amsterdam Tea Room down in the Exchange District here in the city, which is a beautiful, beautiful licensed tea room.
Yes. They have really interesting tea-based cocktails.
I like their cheesecakes.
I didn't even know they had cheesecakes.
It's not a huge, it's like a mini cheesecake, so it's like just enough I get cheesecake, but not so much that my body goes, why'd you feed me dairy? My body's not particularly fond of. So it's the perfect size cheesecake for Jocelyn. And they do really good sandwiches and stuff.
I've never really been there for food. The charcuterie is good.
We'll have to go for food one day.
I really like their old-fashioned because they use lapsang infused sugar, so it's super smoky but also sweet but also whiskey. I like it. I think that's my favorite old-fashioned in the city of Winnipeg.
Even when I drank, I didn't drink whiskey.
I like whiskey. I like old man drinks, okay?
That's fine. When I drank tequila.
I don't like tequila. The first time I ever did a shot of tequila, I choked on it, and it burned in my lungs for an hour.
That's fair.
That was at a work lunch.
That's daft, but fair.
Yeah, we were doing shots of tequila at a work lunch.
Yeah, no, when I drank, it was tequila. That was my favorite.
Tech industry. It's a good time.
Sure.
Tequila shots at lunch.
Still won't go work for the tech industry, but I'll consult for them if they want help with accessibility projects.
Yeah.
That I am getting into. Not sure how, but that's where we're going. So, should we talk some cool threads? What am I talking about? We're talking about stuff I wear. Wearing all the things. My brain's out. My hat's right there. It's just off screen. I had to go outside today, so in my bag I packed my Sarah Hare Don't Care hat, which I knitted for the podcast anniversary, the 2nd edition knit along we're currently running, and I made it out of Juice Box colorway from Mid Knit Cravings, which are one of my favorite indie dyers. And I say one of my favorite. I have like 20 plus. I don't have a favorite. I have a one of favorites, and there's a big pile of them. But I wore this and my Squish shawl So for people who are listening to us, it is a variegated light baby pink with darker flecks of like a berry colored pink in the hat for the pattern, in a simple pattern. And I wore it with, what is my cat doing?
She's being very excited.
Yeah, about something.
Come here.
And I wore it with my Squish shawl,
you don't wanna
which
pick that.
was an MCAL I completed last year just before Christmas, which is in Cascade 220 in a green, and Manos de Uruguay in a variegated minty cream to green colorway, which don't match at all. So I had this big fluffy green scarf around my neck, and it's like almost olive green. It's like a yellow olive green undertone.
Yeah.
To all the greens that they had. Cascade doesn't have color ways, they have numbers. So, and then I had this baby pink hat on my head. So technically I matched because green and yellow are neutral for a baby, and I'm a girl. So in my mind, it works.
Sure. I heard a lot of different colors, so in my mind, they match. Okay.
It was a bright, cheerful green color and a bright, cheerful pink color. They're both baby colors, and green and yellow are neutral baby colors. And I'm a girl, so technically, according to really archaic systems, I can wear pink.
What are you doing, Phaedra? Meow.
Yeah, you were literally tenting. I gotta. You guys are on the coffee table, so like right below is a coffee table, and if you've seen some of the Instagram pics, you'll notice that sometimes they have a blue snowflake background. That's the covering on the coffee table. Boy, does my cat love to play with the table covering, because it goes right down to the floor. It dusts the floor all the way around, and it's great. It's a great fun. She hides in there, and her tail sticks out. She chases socked feet. She loves it, but she's just an odd creature. Now we're cleaning ourselves because we're done. It's okay, fine.
Game's over.
I go out, come home hours later, and it's just me. She won't come out and talk to me. I come home with Diana. We come right out to play and say hi.
Yep.
Of course we do. Diana is our favorite.
Auntie Diana brings wild boar treats and dried salmon treats. No, sorry, sardine treats.
Yeah, you brought dried sardines. You were the reason I have sardine tails all over my floor.
Sorry, not sorry.
All right. Otherwise, yeah, I did the Squish shawl this week, and then I wore my exploration station out to Brandon yesterday, and I am currently wearing my dark purple to red variegated Stormy Sky shawl in the color work Really Seriously Annoyed Grapes from Ancient Art Yarns. All the things. I wanted something that worked with the red. Well, with the red. And I was texting my grandma earlier today, and she was at a Red Hat Purple Dress Club Society function, so I felt like the red and purple. They're speaking to me today.
Very nice.
I want to be 55 and be a member of the Red Hat Purple Dress Club Society.
I like it.
Life goals. What have you been wearing this week?
This week I wore my new socks, my Dingle Dop socks that I finished last week.
That's right, you did.
So those got worn out yesterday. I am consulting my notes. I've been wearing my exploration station many, many times.
Those are too many colors to list. We have project pages for that.
Yeah. All of this stuff is linked to all of our project pages when we remember to make our project pages.
Oh, that was poignant. I believe that was a not subtle hint.
They are linked in the show notes, which are themselves linked in the description box.
Diana's great at the linking. Jocelyn is not so good with the project updating.
Currently, I am wearing a textured triangle shawl that I did for a knit along, 2 years ago?
Yes, we actually, it was during when we first started podcasting.
Yeah.
We did it. And it was the textured textured triangle shawl knit along with Marley Bird and Red Heart. That's a blast from the past.
I didn't finish it on time because, of course, I didn't.
I made two.
And
One's a cat blanket, and the other one's a cat blanket, because she likes them both.
Of course.
I have to make another one for myself. Yes.
And I have terrible hair today, so I'm wearing the wonderful cat hat that Jocelyn made me for Christmas last year.
I thought your hair looked fine, but okay.
It's wash day, so it's just...
I shall
I'll just
not
put a
judge
hat on
another
it.
person's hair. Your hair is your hair. My hair went up in a half ponytail, and that's where it's going to stay all day.
Oh god, I've got like your cat's hair in my eyes. I'm not allergic to cats, but I don't want fur in my eyes.
I don't want fur in my eyes either. How did you do that?
I don't know.
Wow, you're talented. Even I haven't managed that. And
Sometimes
sometimes
I walked into the Fiber Frolic today, which
And
we'll get to later. And
yeah,
I
just less than 5 minutes and you were eating fiber.
Yeah, like less than 5 minutes, there was fiber in my coffee. Like wool fiber was on my coffee cup where I was drinking from. Like, how did I do that? 5 minutes!
I've been there for 30 plus minutes talking. No fiber in any of my beverage. I didn't have a beverage, but no fiber in my mouth. And I'd already put things in my face at that point.
5 minutes,
Right
there was
around-
fiber in my mouth.
We'd run across the other Jocelyn. I'd already been putting fiber in my face.
Oh, I got fiber in my nose and my...
Mm-hmm.
It's everywhere. It's just everywhere. It's everywhere. Don't get face tracking on the camera today.
Sure.
So if I'm out of focus, that's why.
I don't really notice much of a difference. And I mean, let's take that statement with a grain of salt. Okay.
What was it from Gastropod last night? A wheelbarrow of salt?
Oh, we're going to take that with a wheelbarrow full of salt. I might have to start saying that because I really like that. Now take that statement with a wheelbarrow of salt. That's a lot of salt. Ugh.
Uh-huh.
Ugh. We listened to podcasts in the car on the way home from Brandon yesterday. So, what section are we on to now?
We're going to talk about Woolly Workings.
I have more projects than you.
We have the same.
What is? Oh man, should take my temperature. It's a good thing I didn't hug Miss D. What might be wrong with the world? All right, with the same number of projects. It's weird.
It is weird.
Really weird.
It's very strange.
Super quick. I'm gonna go with in about a segment from now. I'm gonna discuss why my newsprint socks are skeined no longer on the needles.
Oh no.
We're gonna talk about it. Not a bad thing. It's not bad. It's just not going to work for what I initially planned it for. So I was technically doing 2 at a time toe-up socks in a Bernat sock colorway called Newsprint, which was definitely a cream white, light coffee with cream color to coffee with no cream color. This is the best way to describe those colors. It goes cream, medium taupey brown to chocolatey dark brown.
Can I pick you up my
I don't see you for hours, and Diana's here, and you never go away.
Yes.
So,
Can I
long
take
story
mine now?
short, we're back to a skein, but I think we're going to be perfect for another project. So, not super saddened by that, but I did want to show the little toe piece that I'm not rescuing. Ooh, hiccups, and we'll go from there. Come here. So, technically, that's my sock project. Now, never fear, folks.
I has cat.
You has cat? You are happy?
Yes.
I did that this
I'm not
morning
sure if Cat is
before I
happy.
left for the Fiber Frolic. And when we got home from the Fiber Frolic, I immediately finished scanning up my sea turtle fiber arts skein that I got. Just used me as a walking ramp. In the colorway Boo!
Boo!
Exclamation point. So if that doesn't tell you it's Halloween colored, I don't know what will. But we are white, and then we go to like literally candy corn orange, and we got ourselves a nice, classic, cheap, your parents buy them for you, costumes from Walmart purple to a black. That's exactly what that purple is.
It is.
It's a Crayola purple. But I think everybody would get that. You know, you see them in the princess dresses.
Mm-hmm.
It's that purple. So I have this skeined up and ready to go. I have my needles are obviously clean because I pulled the original sock off, and it's already in its bag and it is ready to start. So socks will be back on the needle today. Never fear. Maybe tonight, maybe not. Depends how bad my wrist hurts. We'll play it by ear. The bag is, by the way, a gift. It is my Christmas gift bag from Miss C from the Knitting Club, which is good. I might see if I can parlay her if she feels bad because she's always over borrowing my ball winder and Swift. I might see if I can talk her into making me another one. I'm a mooch, you guys. I don't even lie about it. All right, that's one project.
Okay.
I have 2 more.
Well, I will also pull out my bag that Miss C from the Knitting Club made me,
We were so matchy and Brandon, it was crazy.
which also contains a sock. I looked up what the yarn was.
They're an amazing sock bag.
This yarn is a self-striping purple yarn, and it was Online Super Sock.
Oh, online sort of super sucker.
Yeah, online Super Saki 4 Fatch.
That's it. Oh, I haven't heard that name in a while.
Online Super Sock 4 ply in, I think, forest color, but that seems weird for purple.
Don't ask me. I didn't buy it.
I've lost the ball band, so I don't remember what color it is. It's the purple color.
We'd have to go way back in the show's notes to figure that out.
Yeah.
That's too much work.
So I made some good progress on this. The stitch marker isn't quite accurate. I had even less of a toe than that before. There we go. So,
Excuse me, my feet can be under the coffee table. Do you see this paw pushing on my feet?
So I got a good 2.5-ish inches done this week, so it's not bad. My toe is done, so now I can just go roundy, 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 roundy.
Roundy,
up to
roundy,
the heel.
roundy?
Yeah, roundy, 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 up to the
Roundy,
heel.
roundy.
It's just a vanilla socks, so it's just roundy, roundy, roundy. Fish lips, kiss heel.
Oh, gosh.
Some more roundy, roundy, roundy.
Roundy, roundy.
So
You
that,
pushed my foot out from under the coffee table. I'm not talking to you anymore. You're rude.
so that it will match this sock that I made in, I think, April last year, according to my project page.
Yeah, because I came home at the end of April and I had pretty sock yarn for you. Oh,
I will briefly show off. I bought sock blockers today. I'll talk about that in a minute.
those. We're gonna talk about those. Don't worry. You're gonna put your sock on.
I'm gonna put my sock on them because it's here.
Yeah, do it up. Don't worry. I have all this pretty yarn that I bought. Just sitting here off screen. We're gonna be talking about it, you guys. That's really nice. Did you want sock yarn for your birthday again this year?
Sure.
Because I can bring you another sock set home from Midnight Cravings when I come home.
Sorry. Sock. A sock.
Sock on sock blockers. Sock blockers. Yeah, we'll talk about those here in a moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will just
I'm gonna have to
leave that there.
make sure I have a knit sock on hand next time I see her and see if I can get wood ones that fit my socks that are perfect for my feet.
I'll just put these off to the side.
Okay, should I talk about the project where I have all the massive progress, or talk about the new project that didn't exist last week?
New project.
Okay. Okay. In one of I crocheted a soft-sided basket bag to hold sweater quantities in, which, by the way, if you're a Patreon member, you're going to get the crochet patterns first before I publicly publish them. So they're
fun.
going to go into posts on the Patreon page first, and then a few weeks after that I will make them public posts for everybody else to have access to. Because they're mostly recipes, they're not really a pattern. I'm going to have to link them out of Ravelry and put them on the blog post. Because it's truly a recipe, and it's done in centimeters and inches measurements rather than row counts. So it's incredibly adjustable for the size you want to make, but it makes Ravelry mad when you try to call it a pattern.
Fair enough.
Ravelry likes patterns to be precise. Super fair, Ravelry. Patterns should be precise. I agree with this. Anyway, hanging out in here, I have a sweater's quantity of navy blue Cascade Sport 220. I'm calling it navy blue because it's Cascade, so you guys know it doesn't come with colorways. I bought this when Woolsey Wool was in its original location, so we're talking years ago now.
Ooh.
Before we were podcasting. And I bought a Jocelyn sweater quantity size worth. And it's in a navy blue. It is a beautiful navy blue. Like this is, and I don't know if the camera will pick it up or not. I'm covering my head specifically because apparently it's only tracing my head today. But it is a really pretty rich, almost denim-y kind of navy blue.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like that deep indigo dyed blue jean color.
Mm-hmm.
Which is great. And you're thinking, Jocelyn, that's amazing. And then everybody else who knows me is going, Jocelyn, you can't see navy blue. And you're right. I can no longer see navy blue. But when I bought this like 3+ years ago, I could see navy blue. So I tried casting on for the Harvest cardigan. Is it the Harvest the Cardigan by Tin Can Knits?
Yes.
Yes, because one's a pullover and one's the cardigan.
Flax is the pullover.
And I wanted to do the cardigan, but I couldn't see to work the yarn, you guys. In the sport, I couldn't do it. So I went back to a pattern I have done before, and it would require me to hold my sport weight yarn double, which makes it a thick worsted, which I can see. And I am crocheting myself another stripy crocheted cardigan. Ta-da! This did not exist last week. So you start at the top. It's a top-down cardigan. It won't have stripes, guys. It's just going to be navy blue all the way down. I have just combined the shoulders to connect for the body. So I'm going to finish off the 2 skeins of yarn I currently have draping up here. Just chilling out below the sweater. And then once it's done, I will do my sleeves for the stripy cardigan. I have made the stripy cardigan once before. I made it out of a Bernat Premium and a variegated colorway, and it's striped out beautifully. But I'm going to do myself a nice plain one. I have adjusted it because there is 4 inches of positive ease in the pattern. Went down a needle size, hook size. So it's supposed to be on a 6mm. I'm on a 5mm. And I have quite tailored it because it is a superwash merino, so I know I'm going to get some stretch and grow. So right now it is quite fitted because I know once it stretches and it's blocked, it'll be just where I want it to be relaxed-wise. So, started that this week because I needed to take a break from my knitting. If you were paying attention, I was putting pain reliever lotion on my wrists. I knitted a lot, you guys.
Apparently.
18 inches of progress? Almost.
Alright. I forgot to put a progress keeper in here. So just take my word for it that I did about half an inch this week. Maybe an inch.
On what?
On my Katie hat for the podcast anniversary knit along that we are doing. And this is the one that I ripped out twice. So this is the 3rd go at it because I decided...
3rd, 4th go?
3rd, I think.
Okay.
Because I decided I wanted a different type of tubular cast on that I'd done before. And then I decided...
close enough to my face, I can see it right now.
And then I decided that I didn't want to do faux brioche in 1 color. I wanted to do real brioche in 2 colors.
That is so freaking squishy.
It's so squishy. It's going to be so warm, and the colors of yarn are working together just as well as I hoped.
Oh, you know what? When I get around to doing this hat, I think I'm going to do the same cast on and 2-color brioche ribbing because the squish factor on this is stunning.
So my main outside color is Old Smoky from Noble
Doubled
Ruby.
up those mattress blankets, like the mattress covers you can put on top of your bed to get the pillow top mattress. It's like you doubled one of those.
Ooh.
That's where we're...
Very squishy.
That's very squishy. Anyway, I'm sorry.
So Old Smoky is this gray color with mossy bits. And the interior color, the peaking color, the contrast color, there we go, that's the word I want, is this orange and yellow with a black speckle called For the Love of Hugo. And both of these are from Noble Ruby Designs.
God, that color on the inside.
Right?
That's amazing.
Okay, we gotta hold this up some more.
Oh, whole colored on the inside. Well, it's definitely like a goldeny yellow color.
Yeah.
And it's making that sort of stone pop really well.
So I'm
Like
really excited about this hat.
Super subtle on the outside because you got most of the stone color, like the stone gray on the outside. You get those little plips of the goldeny yellow. Mm-hmm. But on the inside, you're like kaboom color. Oh,
kaboom color.
All right.
Kaboom
Color.
Oh, I'm so excited for this hat. It's gonna look so good.
I'm excited for that too. It looks
I've
so
got
good already.
about 1 more inch of this ribbing to do for the brim cuff ribbing part of the hat. I don't. What do you call that part of a hat?
Oh,
brim?
I would
No,
call
it's
it
not a brim.
A brim is something you fold into brim. It's just the ribbing on the hat.
Sure. Okay. Alright, about 1 more inch of that, and then I can get into the pattern proper. So hopefully by next week I will have some pattern proper to show you.
Putting away things so I don't use them. Oh, I suppose that leaves...
cat doesn't run away with them.
You know what? Sometimes. Alright, are we ready for the progress?
Let's have the progress. Why is your wrist hurting this week?
It's because last week you were like, it's really nice that you don't finish things as fast as you used to, and my brain got all manner of offended. And decided that wasn't
supposed to
going
be an offended thing. It was just a side comment.
It was a side comment. My brain took it all
like,
manner
hey,
of wrong
you
ways.
do a thing that I do. Yeah. No, she doesn't do a thing that I do.
Nope, my brain was like, nope, enough of that. You've been lazing about, woman. Get your keys turning in gear.
She doesn't do what I do. She goes completely crazy off the deep end.
Okay, so we've been slowly making progress on my goldfish memory shawl, which is made out of 3 colors of yarn. It's a 3-color wrap. It is in a white, in a pink, if you hear crinkling, my cat found a bag, and in a variegated red. So the white and the pink come from Allie from Dye For You in light and shadow, and don't make me blush. And the red is from a wonderful dyer in the States, Knitted Wolf Luxury Yarns. So I was making slow progress. There are 12 sections to this shawl. And I'm making slow progress, and then we get to where I was last week, which is where the Jack is. Is Jack facing forward?
Ish.
Oh my gosh.
Jack is. Oh, there we go. Wait, hold that up.
Hang on.
Faster.
No, let's go slower.
Yes, Jack is facing forward.
Which was
you gotta
about?
hold it up higher though.
Which was about halfway through section
There.
six.
Here.
Which was a simple stripe section, stockinette, nothing fancy. So then I was like, well, that's it, because I can't work on the MCAL this week. So I motored through section 6 into section 7, which is lace, finished that, moved on to section 8, which was just a straight garter bumps.
I'm gonna hold it more over my way.
And then we moved into section 9.
There
I
we
am
go.
2 repeats away from finishing section 9. So it's about 18 inches worth of fingering weight knitting in a week.
Crazy. She's crazy.
With color variations in between. This is
Crazy.
huge when it's blocked. Like, I'm already, like, almost full wingspan and I'm not blocked. I've got
Madness.
my one elbow is bent and I've got the wingspan of a snowy white owl. So I ain't got no short arms. Do you need a human to open up your bag up so you can get back in it? Instead of just shoving your head in and walking it along on the floor? It's my life. So I was hoping to be done, but I am not. Because it turns out, when you've done damage to your wrists, and you do 17 inches worth of wrist knitting, it doesn't matter whether you're doing proper posture or not. Your brain and your body go, no.
Mm-hmm.
You're done, ma'am. So I'm going to move my stitch marker, so theoretically I'm done next week. If I can get it done before Wednesday when I see you for D&D, and pick up my MCAL, I'll be so happy.
I'll do my best to have your stitches picked up. I don't have any
Oh, that's,
plans on Monday or Tuesday, so.
well, I'm
Or
editing.
tonight too, for that matter. Doing laundry tonight. It's exciting.
That's the excitement when you're married and you have a house, well, an apartment,
I don't
or
have a
you're
house.
a person who's over the age of 12 and you do laundry. Is that right? No, you can't play in the dragon fiber bag right now. I'm using it.
All right.
Eventually, internet, there will be a clip of my cat playing in the dragon fiber bag. I have not caught a good one yet. It will happen. But I mean, I'm almost done. Like I can hold 2 of the balls in one hand. 2 of my cakes. Like
It's so beautiful.
still got a big one for the last one, but the last couple of sections really use the red again, so I'm excited. I'm gonna work on it even though my wrist hurts.
All right. For my last project, we had a hackathon at work this week. So we call it Innovate or Die Days. And I started a craft club at work like last year sometime. And craft club decided to do a community blanket. So the idea being everybody in the company would contribute at least 1 stitch, and then we'll auction it off, raffle it off, in some fashion, generate money for charity and give it to somebody in the office.
That's a great idea.
So we...
Might also convince some of those boys to knit, and we need more people knitting.
Well, this blanket was crochet. We did it
That's
out of
fine.
granny squares.
Still counts.
And we did it as the company logo.
Sure.
So we didn't quite finish it. I have nothing... block off my face. I have nothing to, like, really show because it's all at work. But here's a screenshot from a video of the presentation. Let me zoom in a little bit here.
Can you zoom in on a video you screenshot? Yes,
I
you can.
can if I edit the screenshot. So you can see there we got about 3/4 of the blanket done, but only about half of it seamed together. So we clipped it together with clippy stitch markers for the presentation, and it took 3 of us to hold it up. But it's gonna look really good when it's done.
You'll have to get me a good shot for the Instagram.
Yeah, I have better shots for Instagram. So all of that is at work, of course, because it is a company blanket. So I have nothing other than that picture to show for the project.
That's fair. It's a company project.
I did about half of the white squares that were in that picture.
Okay.
Which means I did a lot of crochet. Pretty much from 8 p.m. Thursday night, I was up crocheting until about 2 in the morning.
Uh-huh.
Nope, 3 in the morning. I
See,
slept for 3 hours, had
Thursday.
breakfast, and then at 7:30 in the morning, I was back crocheting squares until about 1 in the afternoon. Crocheting and seaming, and yeah. It was fun. We got through 2 Jurassic Park movies.
So, Critical Role runs about 4.5 hours. Starts at 9 p.m. my time and ended at 1:30 this morning on Thursday, like 9 p.m. Thursday night till 1:33 in the morning. I did that whole sweater cardigan that I've worked on, from cast on to connecting the body.
It's crazy.
Crazy.
So I spent Friday at work crocheting granny squares, watching Jurassic Park, and drinking coffee with Baileys in it.
You only ever
And
paid
that,
for that.
yeah, I got paid for that. That was my job on Friday.
Oh, tech companies.
I love my company so much.
I mean, I can't complain. I work from home, so like I can go to work in my pajamas, and my commute is less than 10 seconds from anywhere in my apartment.
Yeah, my commute sucks. But
Well, it's
I get
minus-
coffee with Baileys and crocheting a blanket as paid work for every once in a while,
We
so
got
I'm
that
good.
Sub-zero January weather going on right now, where even I'm like, do I really gotta go outside? I mean, I do, because it's still nice. It's fine. It could be worse. But we've hit that minus 27, 28 before the wind chills, so we've hit the minus 30, almost 40 with wind chills in the daytime, which
Yeah.
is the warm time of the day.
Yeah, so
It
you can
gets
imagine.
colder after the sun sets.
When I was done at around 2 in the morning, I thought really
It was
hard.
cold!
Yeah, so you notice when I said I crocheted till 2 or 3 in the morning, slept 3 hours, and then got up and had breakfast? You'll notice nowhere in there did I say I went home.
No.
I didn't.
Why would you?
It was
I would-
too
Cold.
freaking cold to
Nope.
go outside.
Nope.
The buses weren't running. I
Nope.
didn't want to pay for a cab. And everybody that could give me a ride was already gone. So I just slept on a couch at work.
Yeah.
So did a lot of other people, so that was fine.
You have
It's a
showers
thing.
at work, don't
Yeah,
you?
yeah.
You're fine.
Had shower. I even had a change of clothes at work, even though I wasn't planning on staying overnight initially, but I even had a clean change of clothes at work because I have good intentions about exercising.
And it never actually happens?
It did, and then I got sick.
Oh, okay.
So I had brought fiber flubs.
I pretty much talked about my socks already.
All right.
Anyway, I could say why.
Okay, yes, why?
The Burnett sock is so soft that it, you know how you can sometimes you get that occasional pill from yarn as
Yeah.
you're rubbing it? Yeah, it was so extreme it kept knotting, both because I had 2 separate skeins, it kept knotting the skeins up so severely I'd have to break the skein and reattach it, so I was gonna have 50 million ends. So I was like, this is not gonna work for a sock. So soft! I'm thinking about getting a few more of the colors and doing one of those tube scarves and just rotating and alternating the colors so it's got like a marled colored tube scarf,
Ooh.
which it would be amazing. And because it's a tube scarf, it doesn't matter how many times I have to break the ends to adjust it, because you're never going to weave those in anyway. They're on the inside of the tube.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm thinking.
Very nice.
Yeah. So it's just an adjustment because it's just a touch too soft for how I like to knit. So not the yarn's fault. The yarn is delightful. It just doesn't work for me. So we'll do some sea turtle fiber arts instead. And knit Halloween colorways in January. Because that's the
Obviously.
kind of human I am,
Absolutely. Halloween colors all the time.
in my mind. Alright.
Yarn on the go. We went places.
Oh boy, did we ever.
So let's start with yesterday, because this will be shorter. We went on a road trip out to Brandon.
You're thinking, why would you go on a road trip to Brandon, guys? Makes sense. My grandmother turned 80 this week, so Diana kindly drove me and my sister, who also can no longer drive because of our vision impairment, and my niece, who's 12 and can't have a driver's license, out to Brandon so we could attend the tea that my grandmother was having. My grandpa was hosting. So Diana came out with us, which was great fun. We both took our knitting sock projects. We both wore our exploration station shawls, and we both realized when we got there that We're wearing the same shawl and working on the same projects in the same project bags we both got for Christmas.
Yep.
Matchy, 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 matchy.
It's too much matching.
So much matching.
We'll have to coordinate to not match next time.
I think yes. I think that might be something we have to do. Because if we did that and Red was around, there would be no end of lollygagging and fun making she would do for us. They'd be like, well, I didn't match. My God, jeez. But it was a good trip. And you got to go to Forbidden Flavors.
Yep.
Which was, it's a nice coffee shop.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. That's,
I thoroughly enjoyed my gingerbread steamer. Is that what it was? No, there was more to the name. It tasted like drinking one of those ginger molasses cookies with milk. It was really good.
I don't recall what mine was called, but it was raspberry with chocolate and coffee. And they had
Saskaberry?
Might have been.
I don't remember.
But they had the dark chocolate almond milk.
Mhm.
So I had mine with... So I had chocolate flavoring, raspberry flavoring, and dark chocolate almond milk with coffee.
It was really good. She let me try
It was
some.
amazing! I was so happy I went that route. So rich. I could not have done that on dairy milk. It would have been way too heavy. Way too heavy.
It was good.
It was good. We got home, we got back here 7:38.
Somewhere around 8.
Yeah. And then my brother-in-law followed you home so you could drop off the rental car and give you a lift home.
Yes, the one problem with me driving everybody out to Brandon is I don't own a car. So I rented a car.
Yeah. So
Then I had to return the car.
yeah. So we worked that out, and then I literally had a protein bar, and I was sleeping by 9 o'clock last night. That was a lot of people.
It was.
I did a lot of standing and talking, and I'm the eldest granddaughter, so I did a lot of that family stuff. I did the schmoozing.
I sat in a corner because I wasn't related to anybody.
No, you kept my mom company.
I don't know that we talked all that much either.
Mom doesn't really do people, so she's comfortable sitting in a corner not talking to people.
Okay.
It's actually her favorite thing to do is to sit in a room with somebody else and not talk to them. She considers that quality bonding time.
Okay. I'm okay with that.
Do you ever wonder why I get so much knitting done when I'm out in Saskatoon? Because I can get my mom to leave the house to do stuff, and she'll interact with people outside, but when we're at home and she's in her chair, you don't talk to her. She wants nothing to do with you. I'm her offspring. She wants nothing to do with me.
It's not the conversation chair.
No, it's not the conversation. It's her quiet reading chair. You don't talk to her. She's in her quiet reading chair.
Right.
I sit in the lazy boy beside her and I knit and I listen to things on my headphones, because some of my podcasts she likes, some of my podcasts that I listen to she doesn't like, and she does not get the anime. She will put it on the TV, but then I find her looking at the TV with quizzical, confused brow.
To be fair, all of the anime you watch is really weird. It's great. I enjoy it thoroughly.
I watch some truly strange stuff, and I am quite happy in my Strangeville. I feel no need to move into mainstream stuff. Hey, she made it through most of Fairy Tale. She's okay with that one, and Kuromukuro, which is the one with the time-traveling samurai warrior and the giant space robots.
Okay.
That one she made it through most of, but there's some of them she's just like, I can't. Though I haven't tried Dance with Devils. And I told her it was so bad it almost made my ears bleed, and it's a musical format. So she might watch that one with me, because my love of B science fiction movies comes from my mother. That one might fly. Anyway, that was Saturday. Today, because we're recording on Sunday. Oh my God. We've done this now for 98 episodes. I still didn't say the name of the episode at the intro.
Yeah, it's episode 98. You probably knew that already.
You know
Because you
what?
clicked on the title.
You know what? I will get around to being, consistent with the episodes in somewhere in the multi-hundreds. Because at that point, it'll be an old hack to me, and I'll actually remember to do it.
Somewhere around 200?
Yeah, give or take.
Okay.
At our 4th year anniversary, we'll be at 4 years at 200. Because our 3rd year will be 156, and our 3-year will be 208.
Math. I don't math on weekends.
Hey, that's math, and my high school math teacher made me promise not to take math in university. Prematurely aged that poor teacher. I feel so bad about that. Anyway, today was Sunday, and it's the 20-something or other.
27th.
Thank you.
And we went to the Frolic with Fiber with the hosted by the Norwood Naughty
It
Knitters.
is hosted by the Norwood Naughty Knitters, who have a knitting group, and it's a big group, and they meet every Sunday at the Norwood Community Center.
Is it naughty as in like knots in string, or is it naughty as in bad?
Knots and string.
Okay. I was never sure.
Yeah, because that would change the spelling entirely, wouldn't it?
It would, yeah.
Huh, yeah, no.
What word do people need to look up?
Knots and strings.
Okay.
Knots and strings. We'll have it linked in the description box below.
Well, yes, but I also need to know that for my...
For your, to
Yeah.
link it in the, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
because it's
fair.
going to change, because I just linked the Frolic with Fiber in the Facebook event, but now that that's over, I'll link the Norwood Naughty Knitters, but I need to know how to spell that.
You should be able to follow the event page back to the group.
Probably.
Yeah.
It just helps.
No, absolutely, totally helps. So there was a bunch of small vendors there. There was a couple of usuals that we love seeing and got to chat to. There was a brand new lady. It was like her second showing ever. She's been doing it for 3 months.
She had gorgeous stuff. I'm going to keep an eye out for her. I will buy from her next time. I just didn't have enough money this time.
They had business cards, and I bought some stuff. And they had the Highland dancers out, and they had some Icelandic dancers out.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a wonderful one-day event. And I love being able to go every year. And it's a beautiful way to just finish off January.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're just like, yeah, it wasn't really that bad. Because you have Christmas just before January, you have the Frolic with Fiber at the end of January. Stunning. If me and Diana can swing it, it'll be our second Fiber Festival of the year. Next year. Creekside Festival is going to happen next year, and it happens the weekend before.
Right. I'm glad you keep our schedule straight. We podcast once a week. That's my schedule.
I do the planning.
I have too many other things to plan.
It's
I can't plan this too.
It's true, you do. You got a lot. I don't mind helping with this. So, we're gonna talk about the stuff that we did buy and the things that we got to see. So, very exciting and happy. You're gonna show off your shawl pin?
Yeah.
I put the business card in front on the coffee table there for you.
Okay, good. So from Rosemary Gerbasi.
Mm-hmm.
She's from
Close as I
Dugald.
could get.
Yes, from Dugald. She had lots of buttons made out of antler and wood and various wooden things. So I'm just going to stand up and get right in the camera's face here.
Sure.
I have... block your face. Focus on the thing. I got this really cool wooden shawl pin, and it's super light, and it's nice and smooth, but it looks all like gnarly, like a branch, or I don't know. Anyway, I really like it. I think it looks really cool. I think it matches my shawl amazingly well, which was not my intent today.
It is artistically rustic.
Rustic, yes. Light.
It's a lightweight wood, isn't it?
It's a very lightweight wood. It weighs almost nothing. The pin is an almost white, and the ring is more of a light brown.
It's going to look amazing in your shawls because it's such a nice neutral.
Yeah, super neutral, and it makes my second shawl pin, so I can maybe wear shawls and have them stay on slightly better.
Oh, man.
I have two shawl pins.
Also bought your sock blockers from her.
I did, yes. So I will show the one that does not have a sock on it. It has little sheepy cutouts. And then they include one of the little sheepy cutouts. Wait, there we go.
Oh my gosh, that's adorable. I didn't realize you got one of the little sheepy cutouts with your...
Yeah, I have a sheepy cutout with the sheepy cutouts.
Your sock blockers. That's cute.
So this was size small, and they fit my feet, so apparently I have small feet? Whatever.
I think she did a small, medium, large.
So it was a size smaller than this, and which would probably be good for like kid-size socks.
Terry.
Okay, it's very small adult socks.
Yeah.
I have pretty average feet, and she has a size bigger than this, which would probably be good for your larger men's feet. Anyway, they're very solid, and they have cute little sheepy cutouts.
I quite like them. I didn't have a sock with me to put on to test sizing, so I didn't get any, but I'm definitely got some sweater cardigans planned, and I have her card for a reason because I love her buttons, and I think I need to do a couple of button orders from her, but I don't want to do them right this instant because my mom has asked for a couple of things this year, and we're looking at sewing her some cardigans and stuff. And she really likes antler wood buttons, so I have to take a look with her and see if we can find ones that are easy enough that she can use. Because if that's the case, then I'll just order my buttons and my mother's buttons at the same time.
Makes a lot of sense.
Tis very logical. Alright, so I fell down the rabbit hole gleefully, happily. No questions, no qualms, no issues.
I don't think you fell down the rabbit hole so much as leapt headfirst into it.
Gleefully, with great joy and abandon. Whatever. I knit with my yarn and it brings me joy.
Yeah.
I'm not going to have any of this guilt-tripping nonsense.
Absolutely not. That's not what I was doing at all. I was merely pointing out that you didn't fall so much as dive in gleefully.
Why not? My
Absolutely.
stash is not massive. I'm fine. It's a thing. I've also got like 5 stitches to the end of my row. So
okay.
we got some prize yarn, so we were able to pick up the prize yarn for the grand prize
It's
for
so
the
pretty.
Year
I
of
want
the
to steal
Sock.
it. I want to
You
steal
want
it.
to show it off? Because
Yeah,
I've
I
got the tags and everything right there for you. I also picked up prize yarn for the podcast anniversary, so we're looking like we're going to have more than 2 prizes for that, you guys.
So from Manjusha Fiber Arts, we have, oh gosh, what was this colorway called? Prairie, I want to say Prairie Winter.
I think so.
Oh, it's Prairie something.
Yeah.
Okay, it'll be linked properly in the show notes.
Yeah.
It was the official colorway of the Manitoba Fiber Festival this last fall.
Yeah, it was. She had it put together for a kit for one of the shawls, but I really love the yarn as prizes, so I picked up both skeins.
So for those that are listening and not viewing, this is a variegated. It is a cloud white with wheat gold and sky blue,
Sky blue,
like a deep blue sky blue.
which is a beautiful muted palette considering we've left Jocelyn in charge of buying colors.
Yes, it is stunningly muted.
You get what you get when Jocelyn's buying the prize yarn.
It looks absolutely gorgeous. And I really want to run off with it.
So pretty. No, it's prize yarn. Put it away.
I know.
It's for prizing. I gotta
Let me stuff the card back in here so we don't
grab
lose it.
some. I gotta grab the teas this week and make sure I've heard back from everybody from email addresses or physical addresses and mail out those prizes this week.
Okay.
If I can.
What else?
All right. Remember I was talking about that lady who is
Oh, yes.
literally her second show ever.
Warm Wool Gallery.
And she has this amazing soft, I can't pronounce that word.
Soft Donegal Tweed by Knoll.
It is 100 grams. So you're looking at 380 meters or 415 yards. And I picked up 2 neutral tweedy colors. One in a light gray, one in a creamy color.
They're so pretty.
They're fingering weight. She has a tweed mohair, which was stunning.
So nice.
I picked these up because I've got a lot of variegated skeins that need neutrals to pair with them. And because they're beautiful tweed on their own, which I think will stand up nicely. And it gives me a good sample to work with her yarn. So if I enjoy her yarn as much as I think I might, hello, fingering boxy sweater.
Oh, big projects.
At 415 yards, would
True.
you not do a boxy in this?
Well, I probably wouldn't do a boxy period because that's not my style, but
I don't make them to my size. There's way too much positive ease. But I account for the positive ease and I make the smaller sizes, so they're semi-fitted with no shaping required. I don't see a problem with this.
she had lots of non-neutral gorgeous colors.
I went neutral, but she's got a ton of beautiful non-neutral.
She had a gorgeous gold and a really deep dark blue
Yeah.
that looked absolutely stunning together. I wanted to get 2 skeins from her and I only had money for 1, so I figure I will see her again at some point at a local festival and then I will buy 2 skeins.
Yeah, this is
Cakes, whatever.
the cream one's color swirly?
Swilly.
Swilly. And then the gray bluey one is...
Silver Mist.
Yeah, no, that sounds about right. It's definitely a gray blue.
I don't know what a swilly is, but yeah, that's
I don't know
definitely
what a-
Silver
I
Mist.
don't know what a swilly is either. So, super wonderful. Nice and lightweight. Tweed. What's the yarn composition for this one?
100%
100%
merino
merino.
wool.
So I'm not even a superwash.
This is,
Oh.
it's a single ply.
Yes.
It does mention finish washing is recommended with 2-stage scouring process, 40 degrees Celsius water temperature. So I think it might be spun in the grease. Is that what that's called?
I believe so, yes. But that's
So-
okay. What I'm going to do is I will, even though it's caked, I will scan it, wash it, and recake it.
Probably not a bad plan.
Which I'm okay with that extra step.
Because I feel like after handling it, there's just like a slight bit of oil.
Yeah, it's got
Not,
some,
it's not like greasy or anything. It's just like there's like my hand is just very slightly more moisturized than it was before.
Yeah, so I'm gonna scan them, wash them, and then recake them, and they'll be good to go.
Here's your card.
Oh, thank you very much. All right. Shall we talk about Daria?
Of course. We love talking about Cloud9 Fiberworks.
Because she's so wonderful and dyer, and she's Winnipeg local, and she's going to either buy fiber or buy yarn, because I like Daria's dyeing, and I like her fiber
I
that
was
she
not
creates.
planning on buying anything, but I did anyway.
Oh yeah, in fact, we bought the same things. Which
It's
is
too good.
It really means nothing if you're listening to us. But we loved her fiber, and then we paired two of them together. And one is this amazing deep red.
It's called Blood of My Enemies.
It's a variegated red fiber fiber that we have, and it goes from a really really dark brown red, like really dark brown red, into a really light fiery orangey yellow. So gorgeous, right? And you're like, dude, and you paired it with this beautiful dark skein. I don't know what the darkest color is in that one because I actually can't pick it up.
Super dark gray, probably black.
Yeah, into a definitely lighter gray into a white.
And that one's called Winter is Coming.
So
Winter is Coming and Blood of My Enemies had to happen.
we had to buy it. Technically, we are spinners.
In theory, yes, we do spin things on occasion. This is 100% superwash merino wool in approximately 110 grams.
Yep. So, on the bright side, I also know I wanted to do Tour de Fleece this year, which is several weeks of spinning, or several days of intense spinning. So this will be good for me to work on these sorts of things.
Right now. I'm just gonna snuggle.
You need to pull out your e-spinner and use
I know.
it more.
I know
But-
I do. I need to finish spinning the gorgeous Jupiter yarn that I bought like 2 years ago.
Yes, you do. Because the Fiber Festival is in September, and you ogle the yarn there every year too.
Yeah, it's not like I lack for fiber to spin. I did not need more, but I have it anyway because Blood of My Enemies.
And winter is coming, blood of my enemies.
That it had to happen.
It's so good. I love it so much. Which is another big news is Daria's sponsoring giveaways now, so you guys can have a chance to squish Daria's yarn too. Which is
Are we talking about that
awesome.
one?
Yeah. So we picked up one of the prizes for the podcast anniversary is a. Now we did not assume everybody was a spinner like us, so we got real ready to go yarn, and we picked up a skein of Blood of My Enemies in fingering weight.
Because Blood of My Enemies.
She's a really nice red, is what it is.
It's a gorgeous
she's
red.
so good at dyeing red, and it's such a difficult color to dye. So, I will put that in the prize bucket for the podcast anniversary knit along.
So this is in her Cumulus sock base. It's 80% superwash merino and 20% nylon.
Means you can use it for socks or a shawl or in a faded something.
It's gorgeous.
It just gives people the most options.
gorgeous. I'm so
I
excited.
also really love her yarn. She's just so really
Just
nice
a
yarn.
comparison.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just, it gets a little, well, obviously you don't have quite such a color extreme difference once you've got it all spun up and stuff, but it's really, they're just stunning reds. They're just so deep and so rich and so colorful. I'm going to be so happy when I spin that. Then I'm going to yell at my cat because she's probably going to, that'll be the one she likes to play with.
Of course.
Knowing my luck. So we're like, whatever, you can spin whatever you want, but the red one, Mommy, we're going to play with that one. Of course we are. Alright, so that's it. It's a one-day event. It's short, it's sweet, it's beautiful, it's simple to the point, and it lets us get in and see everybody, sort of chat with everybody about mid-year.
Yep.
It's nice. Super excited. And we get to sit and knit and spin and stuff, so That's always fun.
Yep.
All right. That's it for Yarn on the Go. I don't know where your timelines are for.
Let's do another break just to be safe.
Okay. Gathering literature and events? No. Yeah, Wool Gathering literature and events.
Wool Gathering. This tea is fantastic, by the way. It's really sweet.
It's a really nice tea. I'm very happy with that purchase. We're going to keep it short and sweet and simple. I'd had a couple of questions on whether or not we would do sort of a knitting bingo along. And have an FO thread in the Ravelry group. I asked Diana and she said that sounded like a great idea. So I'm going to open up a FO thread for the knitting bingo challenge for this year that me and Diana are doing, and we invited everybody else to join us. And we're going to run it fairly similar to Stash Dash, if you've ever known what that is. If you don't, then obviously it's not going to make any sense to you. You'll be able, we're going to say post once with your first finished object for your knitting, from your knitting bingo card that you got done. And then when you finish something else, just update your original post. So you will only have one post in there, but you could have like 12 different pictures in there. Mm-hmm. It's a little weird, but it just sort of keeps that FO thread a little less cluttered, I think. And then it'll be easier for you to track everybody else's progress and see what everybody else is doing, because it'll all be concentrated under the one. So I will go in and I will show an example, because I have now finished 2 things. So I will go in and I will set up the thread this week, probably before the podcast goes live, or I'll forget to do it. Because that's me. So
check out our Ravelry group, Northern Knits Podcast.
Editing Jocelyn, future Jocelyn, stop editing and go start that Ravelry thread before you forget.
Yes.
Yeah, and follow us on the Ravelry, because if we end up doing prizes or stuff for that, that's going to be where I pull the random generation from. So, because I think that was a really good idea, because then we can see what everybody's working on and finishing. Those bingo cards are stunning. I want to see some of those finished objects. Like, they just sound so cool.
People have really nice looking bingo cards.
I know. People put in a lot more effort than I did.
Yeah.
They're beautiful. And I want to see the stuff that they finish, because some of the challenges that they set for themselves, I'm like, man, I need to rework my bingo card.
Right.
I love your ideas. I'm just gonna steal all of yours. It works great. So I think I will do that. But that's it for Wool Gathering this week.
Cool. Now it's time for some kniterature.
You're very proud of that name, are you?
I like a good pun.
We're going to keep it short and sweet. I finished a book this week. I started listening to it a while ago. It's You Can't Touch My Hair. It is a social commentary on... it's by a comedian. It's by an African-American comedian. And it's she talks about sort of things that are very culturally specific to hair and being an African-American woman in the United States, which is a voice and stories that I don't understand, because it's not a part of anything I grew up with. So, like, I didn't know what a cot comb was. So, like, I learned the whole way through, because I was always Googling things. I'm like, what is that? Like, I don't understand. So, highly recommended if you want to start sort of hearing things in other people's voices and being exposed to and learning things that you wouldn't naturally run across in your day-to-day existence. So, well audioed, quite delightful and funny. I even got some of the pop culture references, which is pretty hard, you guys, because I don't get any pop culture references. Someone had to explain what the Maltese Falcon was to me. Like,
honestly, I don't know what that is either.
I don't get it. I don't get a lot of things. Sure.
I can do nerd pop culture moderately well, but I don't know.
You've seen me with nerd pop culture. I'm no better.
General pop culture, I just assume I live under a rock.
I'm just no better at it. So, there's things like that. So, but I think it's one of those ones that be like, yeah, or if you're in a book club, super recommended as a book club read, because it's definitely going to be conversation pieces, and it's a good way to have
I've added it to the potential list for the workbook club.
I think it's a really good idea. It's not a big book either. It's nice and it's well done. So I really enjoyed listening all the way through. I had a lot of WTF moments, a lot of them, where I had to stop and Google stuff, because I was like, this is a thing. Turns out it's a thing, which I don't get. I really don't. I'm like, what? That's not appropriate. So, okay, sure, we'll go with that. And I'm going to start, actually, literally tonight when we're done podcasting and Diana goes home and it's just me in the house again, I'm going to start listening to the Song of Achilles. No, I don't remember the author's name off the top of my head. It is a retelling of the Iliad. And for those of you who have not read the classic, the Iliad, it is a retelling of Achilles and Troy, which isn't even remotely accurate, but you will probably recognize the word Troy. So, if you haven't, I recommend reading the Iliad, because it's a very good epic poem. And if not, and you're like, Jocelyn, you're crazy, but you've watched the movies and you're interested in that sort of thing, I recommend listening or reading the retelling, which is the Song of Achilles.
Cool.
She's done a second one, which is a retelling of the Odyssey, which will be next.
Nice.
Want to talk classics in Greek literature, and you want to talk early medieval 19th century poetry? I'm your girl. TV show? If it happened after Babylon 5, I have no idea what's going on. Which was 90s.
So for the Workbook Club, the book du jour is Kafka on the Shore by Haruki Murakami. I used the actually not horrible Winnipeg Library app to... Ow, cat, get off my foot. No, cat, you can't have the tea.
Welcome to my life.
I used the library app,
Libby.
which is not horrible.
You use Libby.
Yes. So
It's not specific to Winnipeg. Libby's a pretty big app.
Well, there's the Winnipeg Library app that you rent the book through, and then you play the book through Libby. Libby is actually great. It has a non-standard interface that is really interesting, and I really like it, actually.
If your Libby's linked to your library card, you can just open up and rent books in Libby. Yeah.
Oh, sweet. Well, I learned a thing just now. Anyway.
I use Libby a lot.
I'm listening to it because I didn't want to actually go all the way to the library, nor did I want to buy a book when I could just rent it. So I'm about an hour in, which is chapter... What chapter am I on?
Audio chapters are different than physical chapters.
Yeah, I feel like I'm on chapter 2 or something.
Also, public service announcement. Public libraries are amazing!
Chapter 4. I'm on chapter 4.
Public libraries are the best!
Public libraries are fantastic, especially when you don't actually have to go to them to get the book.
Yep. Oh, we're on the coffee table now.
Okay, well, if you hear a crash, get out of my water!
She's more likely to go after the water than the tea. Having said that, if she goes to stick her paw in your drink, tell her no and move your drink.
Yes, I will.
Because she will definitely do that on you.
Alright, the other book I wanted to talk about briefly, I have not started reading it yet, but at work the book club did a sort of belated Yola Bokoflod, which is, I believe, an Icelandic tradition of giving books as gifts on Christmas Eve and then reading them on Christmas Day.
I'm watching you, quadruped.
If the camera's shaking, it's because there's a quadruped underneath the tripod.
It's a bunch of new yarn to sniff.
Get your tail out of my tea. Get, rescue the tea. So, we did it Secret Santa style, so I have no idea who gave me this book, but I received The Book of Night with Moon by Diane Duane. You may note that the cat on the cover looks a great deal like the quadruped that is currently underneath our camera.
I'm watching her.
But apparently, it is a book about cats that are wizards. And I am so on board with this. I really want to start reading it right now, but I'm still reading like 4 books, so I need to finish something before I start another one.
That's hilarious. Cats that are wizards. Well, I'm gonna have to write that down and get a copy for my niece.
It's the cats who guard the gates. Wizards and sorcerers. Some cats can cast spells and become invisible. They are the guardians of the gates, weaving and maintaining the magic threads between realities. Cats that are wizards. As far as I can tell.
Yep. I'm all over that like white on rice. I might have to read it too.
Heck yeah. So, those are my book highlights this week.
Woo,
My
boy.
literature, if you will.
Your literature. Is it time for some events?
It is time for some events.
On the bright side, it should be short and sweet. We are currently hosting a knit along, the podcast anniversary, the second edition. It is to help celebrate our 2 years of podcasting, which will actually, the date will roll around in March. And it also happens to, conveniently enough, be our birthday month. So we figured, let's just make it a month of cake. So, I've been looking at the schedule as we come, what did she run away with now?
One of the handles for the bag that I cut off.
Oh, that's fine. She can chew on those. So it's literally going to be like a month of cake. By the time we include celebratory brunches, cake for our birthdays, cake for the podcast anniversary,
Yeah.
we're at like 3 cakes and a brunch. That covers every weekend of the month.
I'm gonna be brunched and caked out. As long as we don't have cake at brunch.
No cake at brunch.
Okay, that would just be too much celebration.
That's crazy talk. Who has cake at brunch? Brunch is for waffles and oysters.
Waffles, yes. Oysters, I don't understand why people eat those.
That's fair. I don't understand why I eat them, but I do because I find them tasty. So we are running a 3-month knit along. It started in January. You have more than enough time to join in on it because we went and said, hey, there's a designer. We're going to pick the designer, and anything that designer makes, you can enter as an entry price with a finished object. I'm rolling my shoulders because they need to pop and it hurts. And this year we went with Cozy Up Knits. Because I am obsessed with the Stitchin' Sisters, and they are a delightful quartet of siblings who podcast, record, and design knitwear from Grand Prairie, Alberta, Canada. They have patterns ranging from mittens and hats to scarves to shawls, so it goes from small to big. So you can choose something that's going to work for your time frame and how fast you knit.
We both chose hats. Jocelyn's is done already. Mine is not.
I chose more than one item.
Of course you
There's
did.
a lot of people doing the mystery knit along. By the way, loving your guys' posts. Keep bringing it on. I might not comment. Diana's pretty much had to take over the Ravelry. I've got so much on my plate right now. But I love all your color combinations. I do see the posts. I physically don't have time to reply to all of them, which I feel bad about. But please keep posting at us at Ravelry. And doing all the good things. So, technically, Diana has my stuff to help me pick up the stitches. And I'll be seeing her on Wednesday for D&D. So, by some sort of stretch of the imagination, a luck and a prayer, and possibly a reroll, I will have it done in time for the first draw on the 14th of February. Which is coming up really fast. Odds are not in my favor. I am definitely underdogging it this time. But it's one of the ones that counts. So anything you complete from January to February, or January to the end of March, gets you an entry. You do 4 hats, you get 4 entries. You do a shawl and a hat, you get 2. You do a shawl, you get 1. This is how it works, folks. Super simple, easy, it's beautiful. End of March, which by end of March I mean the beginning of April before I fly out, we'll probably draw prizes. When they'll get shipped out to you depends entirely on whether or not if I'm having a cataract surgery in March or if I'm having it in June. If we have to delay the cataract surgery, it is easier for me to draw prizes and do things because I'm not trying to do that and heal at the same time.
Watch. Playing with my hair.
Oh, of course she's playing with your hair. She over there now.
She's over here playing with my almost knee-length hair. It's cool.
Duly noted. She likes playing with things. So that's running, and that's our big thing right now. And yes, I've already started collecting prizes for that. So that's coming along. So there's going to be more than one draw, so you have more than one chance to win. Also, super added bonus, 25% off coupon code, which you can find in the Ravelry chatter thread and in the show notes below. So you can save 25% off the patterns you buy. Never a problem with saving money. So that's up and running. So that's our big push right now. That's the big thing we got going on. Fiber Frolics come and gone, so we don't need to talk about that anymore. Other than that, we have the Manitoba Fiber Festival in September, which we'll both be attending. Because of honeymooning and upcoming surgery dates, which are variable, we won't be traveling this year to do any sort of major events. We'll likely do the Blue Hills Fiber Festival in June. There's a couple of spinning things I might go do this year, dependent on rides and getting me there and back and out again. So for other things like that. And the next sort of big upcoming thing we have, for me anyway, is Stash Dash, which will start in May. Crazy talk. Now,
It does start in May. Cool.
Let's be honest. I have an Andrea Mallory pattern and yarn sitting caked and ready to go for the F This Knits Andrea Mallory along. I I may jump in on that. Because
Of
that
course
also
you will.
runs to the end of March. Let's be honest.
You're gonna do it.
I'm gonna do it.
We know you. We are gonna do it.
It's gonna happen. So if I'm doing that next month, I'll be doing that. Well, what is it? Say by some magical extreme, I have horseshoes in inappropriate locations. I finished that MCAL on time. It's the 14th of February. That gives me enough time to finish the Drop 'em Like It's Hot shawl, which gives me 3 entries, so 1 for every month for the knit along, and the Andrea Mallory and the Goldfish Memories. So that will be by the end of March, 3 wraps, 1 hat. No, 4 shawls, 1 hat, and probably I finished a cat bed, and a cardigan, and
And a shrug.
and a shrug.
I finished a pair of socks.
I knit too much.
I finished a pair of socks.
Perfect to clear out some needles just in time for me to go to visit my mom in April and have fun and relax, to come home in May and do Stash Dash. That's the thing. But that's, for us, I think, is pretty much it for the events. I mean, the little things pop up, and obviously I'll drop in and mention the things that I'm thinking about entering, and if I actually get to them or not, so we'll do that. So
Sounds
that's
good.
it.
Yeah.
Potentially working on maybe another knit along in September. We'll see, guys. I don't know if I can get it arranged or not, but I will try.
We shall see.
I already warned you, Diana.
Yeah.
Like I do.
So it'll be another knit along that I won't finish on time, but that's okay.
Ah, it's fine. It's now Diana's thing. It's what you do. It's
Yeah.
cool.
I've established my reputation. I must uphold it now.
Clearly. Oh, that was a big puppy flop.
Tired puppy?
Dad's probably playing on the computer.
Uh,
That's dejected puppy. Nobody's playing with me and my puppy ball. Which I'm glad for because her favorite dog balls are the squeaky ones.
Squeaky, squeaky, squeaky. Play.
Squeaky, squeak, squeak, squeak. Come on, jeez, puppy. Yeah.
Well, I do believe that is everything, so we should
That's
wrap
it.
it up so I can go
Go
home in a
home.
blizzard.
Oh, jeez, yeah, pretty much. Close
Yeah.
to. Oh,
Great.
all
Love
right.
it. Love Manitoba Prairie winter weather. It's great.
You're fine. You choose to live here. You work in the tech industry. You could work elsewhere.
I could.
So you choose to be here.
Yeah.
So do I. This is not my city of my birth. This is not the city of your birth. We chose to be here.
I mean, technically, it is the city of my birth.
Well, yeah, because you would have been born in Winnipeg, even though you're from.
Well,
Stonewall.
we did live in
Winnipeg?
Winnipeg
Okay.
for a couple of years before we moved out there.
Okay. When you were tiny.
Yeah, I remember it a little bit. I was about 3 when we moved.
I've lived here twice. This is my second time living in Winnipeg.
Anyway, let's not get on a tangent in the outro.
What? I love tangents. They're so much fun.
But I need to go home and have dinner in a blizzard.
I know. I need to make dinner for myself. All right. So I will say until next week, I'm Jocelyn.
And I'm Diana.
And no matter where your week takes you,
Don't
don't forget
forget-
so much content for me to edit.
Uh-huh.
No. Upload the photos first and then see how long the videos will take.
Okay.
Because if they're going to be like 40 minutes, just upload them when you get home.
Okay.
Mash them together and toss them onto YouTube and I'll edit them from there.